What's going on, y'all? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios. So on this video, I wanted to get into the song called Hind's Hall by Macklemore. The rapper Macklemore just did a song called Hind's Hall. Now, to be fair, I'm like maybe a week or two old. It's 11 days old with this video, okay? But I haven't heard the song in its completion yet. I haven't heard it in its entirety. So this will be the first time I'm actually listening to the song from beginning to end. You'll get my honest reaction to it, my honest review of it. I'm not particularly a Macklemore fan, but I know Macklemore is very much on the side of peace and on the side of the Palestinians during this whole genocide that's going on, being carried out by the ITF, the Israeli terrorist forces. So definitely much respect to Macklemore. He just made a song called Hind's Hall. Hind is unfortunately a little girl that was murdered by the ITF with her family in a car. She actually made a phone call to try to get help, and basically we overheard the whole phone call of her pleading, begging for somebody to come rescue her, and shots ringing off all around her. Every single one of her family members were killed inside of a vehicle. She was the last one. A 5-year-old, I believe she was like 5 years old, a 5-year-old girl. And unfortunately, her body was recovered later on and she had been killed. So the brave and courageous students at a lot of these universities and colleges around the USA, they have taken up the mantle of fighting for what they believe in, and they have occupied their universities and their schools. Oftentimes they occupy like the lawn outside. A lot of times they occupy actual buildings. So Hind's Hall was actually from, let me see, just so I have all the information correct. They dubbed it Hind's Hall. And what school was this? Let's see. Hind's Hall. I want to say it's Columbia. I want to say it's Columbia. So let me see. Just before I start. Yeah, Hind's Hall is the unofficial name of Hamilton Hall at Columbia University, which was renamed by students on April 30th, 2024 in honor of Hind Rajab, a 6-year-old Palestinian girl killed by Israeli tanks in Gaza. The students occupied the building to protest against Israel's war on Gaza and demand full divestment from companies with ties to Israel. So there we go. There's the background story of Hind, the little girl that was killed, the subsequent hall that was named after her, and now the song by Macklemore in relation to Hind's Hall, and it's called Hind's Hall. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the song right now. It's about 2 minutes 47 seconds. And when I'm done, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video if you like, share it, subscribe if you haven't before, so I can keep bringing you material like this. I like to talk about news, current events, politics, music, real estate, anything that I really feel like it, technically. So like I said, give me your thoughts, and let's go ahead and get into the song. Macklemore, Hind's Hall. Let's go.
Yeah. The people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protest, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You could pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means. APAC, Kofi, and all the companies. You see, we sell fear around the land of the free. But this generation here is about to cut the strings. You could ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth, we bear witness. Seen the rubble, the buildings, the mothers, and the children, and all the men that you murdered. And then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? It's always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white supremacy is finally on blast, screaming free Palestine to their home at last. We see the lies and claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist. I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold an occupying violent history. Been repeating for the last 75. The Nakba never ended, the colonizer lied. It's students' intents posted on the lawn. Occupying the quad is really against the law. And a reason to call in the police and their squad. Where does genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque. Pushing everyone into Rafah and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided, you can't twist the truth. The people out here united, never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happened to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk? What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
Real talk. Real talk. So let's run it back a little bit, because I think it's very important what he was saying, and a lot of what he was saying was going real fast. So because he's spitting a lot. So he said the last verse was, "What happened to the artist? What did you got to say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'd be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake." Excuse my lingo. What are you willing to risk? What are you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you'd want the world to stand up. The students finally did. Let's get it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Boom, let's work backwards here. The blood is on your hands, Biden, President Biden. Since you want to send Israel all our money and all the weapons and all the no red lines for them, they can just do whatever they want, right? We can see it all. And F no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided. Now I'm not undecided. I'm not undecided. I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm not voting for Donald Trump. My vote is most likely 99.99999% is going to Dr. Cornel West. And for whatever reason, if I don't vote for Dr. Cornel West, I will be voting for Dr. Jill Stein. And for whatever reason, if I don't vote for none of them, I'm probably just going to vote for Ice Cube again. So my mind is pretty much made up. I ain't undecided. He says, "You can't twist the truth. The people out here united, never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence." Macklemore spitting, I ain't even gonna lie. Macklemore is spitting. All right, here we go. History's been repeating for the last 75 years. The Palestinian people have been suffering since 1948, since the beginning of Israel. Israel was just created in 1948. It hasn't been around forever. You know what I'm saying? They created Israel on the top and on the backs of the Palestinian people. Literally, colonization. So it says, history has been repeating for the last 75. The Nakba never ended. The Nakba is called, I believe it means the catastrophe. It was when basically the Palestinians were pushed out of their own land, of Palestine, when it was Palestine pre-1948. You know, they had the Nakba, and the Nakba, I believe 600,000 to 700, 800,000 people were displaced. They were displaced and sent off in different places, in Gaza. In some places, they were sent to different settlements outside of where they normally would call home, all still within Palestine or Israel now, but they were displaced, and I believe like 15 to 20,000 people were killed. They were murdered during the Nakba. And now, this is what a lot of Israelis are saying now. This is the second Nakba. This is a continuation of the Nakba. They want to continue that Nakba to push Palestinians and to kill innocent Palestinians. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever witnessed in my life. So here we go. The Nakba never ended. The colonizer lied. It never ended. The colonizers lied. It's still going on. If students in tents posted on the lawn, occupying the quad is really against the law and a reason to call the police and their squad. Where does genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque. Pushing everyone into Rafah and dropping bombs. Powerful, powerful language. We see the lies in them, claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist because they're trying to equate anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism. Anti-Semitism is basically racism against Semites or Jewish people. And actually, Semites includes Palestinians as well because they are also Semites. But they don't include them in that. They almost exclusively use the word anti-Semitic for Jewish people. So, and anti-Zionism is basically against Zionism. Basically, Zionism meaning believing in a homeland for the Jewish people. And here's the thing. People don't care that you have a homeland. We care that you built that homeland on the top of Palestinian bodies. You know, that you can't do that. No, so if that's what that is, then I'm against that. So they're saying, claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist. You know, I'm just anti-genocide. I'm anti-murder. You know what I'm saying? I'm not anti-Jew. And here we go. I've seen Jewish brothers and sisters out here and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine with them, organizing, unlearning, and finally cutting ties with them. A state that's got to rely on an apartheid system to uphold an occupying violent. So basically, a state that's got to rely on an apartheid system, just like they had in South Africa, where there's separate laws depending on if you're Palestinian or if you're Israeli. There's separate streets that you can walk on for Israelis and Palestinians. You know, they've been dealing with this violent and sadistic occupation of their land and of their people to the point where Gaza, they control everything that's going in and out of Gaza, including people, to the point where they can shut off the water. They can shut off the electricity to the whole Gaza Strip. You can't do that if you're not under some kind of military occupation. And this is what we've been saying. So, to uphold an occupying violent. Here we go. Let's keep running the back here. You can ban TikTok, take us out of the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth. We bear witness, seen the rubble in the buildings, the mothers and the children, and all the men that got murdered. And all the men that you murdered. And then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? Because when Israelis, you know, when they fight, they're resisting terrorism. But when Palestinians fight, they're just terrorists. Even though they're fighting for their homeland, they're fighting for their actual lives out there. Let's see. Has always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white supremacy is finally on blast, screaming free Palestine until they're home at last. Boom. Keep it going. Actors in badges protecting property. Actors in badges protecting property. Police, security officers, literally protecting property, protecting white supremacy, upholding a systematic problem, you know, that we've been dealing with. Like, they're not protecting and serving us. They're protecting and serving the corporations. You know what I'm saying? But the people are in the streets. You can pay off Meta. You can pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means. I'm sorry, you can pay off Meta. You can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means. APAC, Kufi, and all the companies. You see, we sell fear around the land of the free, but this generation here is about to cut the strings. And then let me see. I think this is the first verse, but the last verse that we're gonna speak on here. He starts off by saying, the people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divestment, or I'm sorry, what is threatening about divesting and wanting peace? The problem isn't the protest, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Hey, block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cube and Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, the police. Great, super great, man. So in honor of Macklemore in this song, Hind's Hall, I just read the lyrics to you. We listened to it the first time, ran it through. I read the lyrics to you backwards. You know what I'm saying? Now we're just gonna go ahead and just listen to it again and really soak in the vibe of the song. So here we go. Let's run it. Hind's Hall, Macklemore. Let's go.
Yeah. The people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protest, it's what they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You can pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means. APAC, Kufi, and all the companies. You see, we sell fear around the land of the free. But this generation here is about to cut the strings. You can ban TikTok, take us out the algorithm, but it's too late. We've seen the truth, we bear witness. Seen the rubble, the buildings, the mothers, and the children, and all the men that you murdered. And then we see how you spin it. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance? It's always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. But white supremacy is finally on blast, screaming free Palestine to their home at last. We see the lies and claiming it's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist. I seen Jewish brothers and sisters out there and riding in solidarity and screaming free Palestine, with them organizing and learning and finally cutting ties with the state that's gotta rely on apartheid system to uphold an occupying violent history. Been repeating for the last 75. The Nakba never ended, the colonizer lied. If students and vets posted on the lawn, occupying the quad is really against the law, and a reason to call in the police and their squad. Where does genocide land in your definition, huh? Destroying every college in Gaza and every mosque, pushing everyone into Rafah and dropping bombs. The blood is on your hands, Biden, we can see it all. And fuck no, I'm not voting for you in the fall. Undecided, you can't twist the truth, the people out here united. Never be defeated when freedom's on the horizon. Yet the music industry's quiet, complicit in their platform of silence. What happened to the artist? What you gotta say? If I was on a label, you could drop me today. I'll be fine with it, cause the heart fed my page. I want a ceasefire, fuck a response from Drake. What you willing to risk? What you willing to give? What if you were in Gaza? What if those were your kids? If the West was pretending that you didn't exist, you want the world to stand up, and the students finally did. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, shout out to all the students out there protesting. Shout out to all the people that put their lives and put their bodies on the front lines for what they believe in. Very commendable, very respectable. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the world says or what the naysayers say or the critics or whatever, you guys are really doing the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to you. Much respect to anybody who had the courage, who continues to have the courage to speak out against oppression, apartheid, and colonialism, all right? Because that's what really counts. We got a whole genocide going on out here, and I know that rap beefs between Kendrick and Drake is fun and all. I know entertainment is fun and all. We all like to be distracted and numb and do this and that, but we got to really pay attention and just really remember what's real out here and what's really real out here. And, you know, shout out to Macklemore for putting this on blast, and for really looking out for the students and giving them an anthem, something that they can rock to, because I know a lot of people are not trying to rock with anything else right now. And that's your decision, you know, and I totally respect it. So shout out to Macklemore for giving y'all an anthem, for giving us an anthem, you know, to rock with this summer. And like I said, folks, remember, love, peace, and light. We ain't got enough of that going around. There's not enough empathy in the world. And everybody is so divided. Everybody is so much in their own camps and on their own side. But if we just take time to just listen to each other and just listen with an open heart and open ears and closed mouths, so that we can truly comprehend what we're talking about, I think we'd all be in a very, very better place, you know, a very better place than what we are now. But unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. So until we're able to transcend and evolve, just remember, every little step you take counts. Every person counts. So let's do it. Paso a paso, step by step. Y'all, love, peace, and light. We're going to leave it right there. Until next time, remember, do something kind for somebody else, all right? Catch you guys on the next video. I'm out.